What makes the Analyst Edge unique is the focus primarily on what it takes to be exceptional in the field.
I took the Analyst Edge class when I was at Columbia, and it was by far my favorite class. To now be able to teach the class with the benefit of hindsight is a really great opportunity.
This past year, we got 74 students apply to the class. Generally, what we look for in the background of the students is some history that they've been pursuing the non-traditional path.
My name is Landon Clay. I have a bipartite background. First half in painting, trained as a classical painter. I've also been investing for myself. I think investing appeals to me when I compare it to, say, painting, is that it requires a deep appreciation for something that may or may not be currently highly valued by other people. What makes the Analyst Edge unique and special? It sounds trite or cliche, but the people who all have different backgrounds, but all have a similar sort of thirst for something special. I'd say it's my favorite course at CBS.
My name is George Macarthur-Stanham. This is a mouthful and terrible on passport forms. We have a town called Camden, which is an hour outside of Sydney. I grew up on a dairy farm, so spent my summers growing up waking up at 4 a.m, wading through knee-deep cow manure, and figured out pretty quickly that this wasn't, part of my long-term plan. Started out my career in investment banking, and then had a couple of different roles in startup positions, predominantly in the corporate development capacity. And the great benefit of that was just the fact that I suddenly had a huge amount of free time in my hands, and I found that I was spending effectively all of that free time on investing, learning as much as I could, reading the classic books, and also starting to actively invest my relatively meager savings. Investing is the only thing that I've really felt super passionate about. For me, it's kind of hard to describe because it's the only thing I can realistically see myself doing long term. It feels like the only option for me.
I'm Dimitri Karavaikin. I was born in Moscow, Russia. I spent my childhood in London in the UK, and I moved to the US for the first time for my undergrad at U Chicago, and I'm here for a second time for Columbia Business School. What I think makes Shayan and Adam's class, the Analyst Edge, unique is that one, we're doing the same work that we would do if we were working with the professors. We get to do weekly updates on our stocks. We have to learn how to communicate in the right way and how to bring the PM or the professor, as well as our entire team, along with us for the journey and our research process. We're taught by example. We're given quite a high threshold to aspire to, and we're shown that it's possible to do that, and that we can break away from kind of our limitations and our biases, and any one of us can do really exceptional work. I love investing because I think this is the best kind of career path and job in the world. We have an enormous addressable learning opportunity.
I'm Andrew Meylan. I grew up in Los Angeles, California, played college water polo and was a competitive swimmer growing up. The opportunity to do something that advances people's financial security and interests while being in a competitive environment where you have a daily scorecard is very attractive to me. Reading The Alchemist and reading How Champions Think emphasized that this class wasn't just going to be a financial modeling course or a due diligence course, but really something a lot deeper about finding what you're good at, what's holding you back from achieving your potential. Makes the class a really great place to learn and grow alongside people I look up to.
My name is Zeng. I'm from China originally. The reason I got interested in investing is I stumbled upon this book called The Buffettology and decided to, figure out how to invest my stock and manage my own money. I love investing because it's one of those jobs that you get to make an informed decision and have an opinion and being rewarded for making that right judgment call. It's not just in terms of financial sense, but also intellectual sense. I think the Analyst Edge course is truly special because I've never had a MBA course or a course in general that replicate a real hedge fund work environment. We are really given the responsibility to take ownership.
I'm Vincent Lo. I grew up in Taiwan, and growing up, I would follow the market with my mom. Investing really changed my whole path as a human being and shaped who I am as a person. I learned English by reading the 10Ks and the 10 Qs and learned the value of patience and perseverance as I was rejected by Wall Street 1,200 times before breaking in. The hedge fund industry often carry a negative stigma, but I think what we do as stewards of capital are very noble and sacred, and it goes beyond just generating the best return, but doing so with a strong sense of mission and integrity. And I found my callings in Nepal while meditating. I vowed that one day I will start a hedge fund that embodied this value. And 6 years later, I launched Kathmandu Capital. Life is going to be like the stock market, right? It's going to go up and down, but if you move back and look at the grand scheme of things, it's always going up.
People overestimate what they can do in 1 year, but underestimate what they can do in 10. And I think what you have to look at in our business is that you have to think of your career in 10, 20-year terms. The goal is to be consistently moving in the right direction.
Students are very fortunate to be at Columbia and are given a ton of opportunities, and I would just say that really figure out what you'd like to do, commit to it, and then really give it your all and make a positive contribution.